Hey everyone, this is Neil Napier here. Just give me a very quick yes if you can hear me, and another one if you can see my screen as well. So I don't have a lot of slides today, but that's by design because I've been really busy. So I'm going to just go in and focus on the second part of the funnel builder today, which is building sales pages, webinar pages, and more information around that. So we've got Ella, Michelle, Oliver, Mark, Miss Gunnar, Nicholas as well. Michael, Annette. Hey, good to see you, Annette. So today might be a little bit more walkthrough based session. I won't be discussing too much strategy. That's for a couple of reasons, because when you are building funnels, most of the time it depends on you, how you want to build your funnels, how you want to run your business. That's the first thing. And second thing, if I'm completely honest, is a lot of things that I would perhaps strategically discuss have already been added to Insta series, and they will be added to Insta series. So, there are some things that I just can't discuss because it wouldn't be fair on those that have paid for Insta series. Now, having said that, let's jump into build your funnels, and I'll quickly walk you through things that I'll be discussing today. Number one is how to build sales funnels in InstaSuite. That's quite straightforward. Then how to connect them with membership sites. And I'll give you a trick to go from an opt-in page to a sales page with delayed visibility, and why that's non-intrusive, why that works really well. We'll talk about whether or not you should use video. We'll talk about how you can create perfect upsells to an opt-in page, to a main sales page, and so on. We'll talk about whether or not you should do downsells. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Could it backfire? Then how you can use retargeting to bring people back. This is more of a demo, but I'll talk about why it's necessary. And then extra things that you can also use on the landing pages. Some of them I did cover in the first part, but I'll cover them again today. Now, having said all that, I uploaded a video to Facebook group today, and I will also hot link it to the pinned post later. But in that video, I talked about how you can use PayPal to create upsells and downsells for your funnel pages, how you can use PayPal with InstaSuite. So please do go ahead and watch that video. If you jump on over to the Facebook group now, and Alvin can drop you the link, you can check out that video. But do note that in future, we'll be making it more, let's say, simpler to do. So right now, to set the funnel up the way I'm describing, you have to first go to PayPal, set up a button there, come back to InstaSuite, make some modifications there, and then when you want to create an upsell, you have to go to the same thing again like that. But with an InstaSuite, within a few months, we'll make it easy, so you don't need to jump on over to PayPal every time. So that's just something to note. But again, you're going to be seeing more about development and what's coming up in the next few days. I've been working with developers to plan out the next few months, not what we will do, but how we'll do it. But I have a clear idea of what we want to accomplish in the month of May. So I'll share that with you inside of the Facebook group within, I think, by Sunday or so, because on Monday we start the first of the month. Okay, having said all that, let me first see a few questions. If you have any, please let me know, and I'll circle back to some that I haven't answered a little bit later. All right, Oliver, I think you were one of the people who were asking for that kind of walkthrough. So do check it out, and let me know if it actually helps you. But I will open up your questions again, just in case I might have missed them, to make sure that we cover that today on the call as well. Let me just get down there. Jimmy was asking, Neil, can we make a home page, like a regular one-page website with InstaSuite? So my answer is yes, you can. Let me just open this up, Oliver's message. Okay, so the short answer is yes, you can. The long answer is you have to pick the right template for that. I mean, you can do it yourself manually as well. You can start with a blank canvas, and you can start adding a menu header on top. You can start adding various elements, but it's better if you use one of our preset templates that we have in place. So let's go in and let's build a sales funnel in this case. And basically what we're covering today is these three things: sales funnel, product launch, or webinar. Let me explain why each of these is different and significant at the same time. Sales funnel is when you are selling something. Could be an info product, could be a coaching product, could be a one-on-one training, whatever it is you want to sell. Product launch is more of a, preparing for the sale. So when we do InstaSuite product launch, for example, we release video 1, then we release video 2, then we release video 3, and then finally we open up the sales page. Then for that, we'll use the product launch. But if it's a simple sales page, then we'll stick with, simple sales funnel, we'll stick with this. And then finally have a webinar funnel where you have a webinar sign-up page. You can have a webinar thank you page, even a webinar replay page if you want after that. Just the templates are different, same rules apply in each and every case. So let's go into funnel, and in this case I'm going to choose, let's say, 2 upsells and 1 downsell. And I'm going to call this, let's see, I'm thinking IF funnel, which is like intermittent fasting funnel, right? So it's about training in this case. So I'm going to go create this one, and you already know how the visual funnel visualizer works. I'm just going to pick this as the front sales page, and I can add this, and I can just drag and drop stuff. But as I said before, this is more for visual as of now, but sure, I mean, you can still use that if you want to, but it just helps me visualize how I will construct my pages. So if they buy, let's go to this. If they don't buy, let's go to that. So this is more for you to basically make sense of the funnel that you are creating, nothing more than that. All right, so once this is done, let's just say flowchart, fine, good to go. The key thing we want to focus on still are these pages. Now, the first thing that I mentioned is templates. There are many different templates available, and we'll keep on adding at least 10 more every month. Make sure you go and look as many as you can and want to, right? So right now we're showing all the sales template. You can check out the squeeze ones, the webinar, launch, and other templates as well. The one that I want to show quickly to answer Jimmy is this one. I'm going to preview this. When I preview this, it opens up in a new page. This is basically, I mean, looks like a webinar sign-up page, but it's not. It's more of a website. It's more of a standard website. So you can edit this as much as you want. So standard website with your logo, with these different menu items as well. If I go and look for more, there is another one which I want to show. Just give me a second. Let me find that. Okay, this one is quite cool as well. I think it has good graphics, and this one might be more relevant to what we're trying to do here today. This one doesn't have a menu, but we can still add one later, right? So even if this one doesn't have any menu, there's no problem. We can add more to this later. Then they're more available. So just browse through the different kinds of templates available. You can pick whichever one you choose to. Now, what I do want to do is in future improve them a little bit, because at the moment they could be arranged better. I mean, it'd be good to know what you can use in what case, right? I know you can do keywords, for example, but maybe this one wouldn't actually give us anything. Oh, let's refresh the whole page. So again, pick a template that you want to use, and then you'll be able to continue editing it, continue improving it, and reworking it the way you want. So I'm going to go for this one in this case. I'm going to pick this template. You can, of course, as I mentioned, start with a blank canvas as well. But it's always good to start with something in front of you. Then it's easier to visualize, it's easier to see. So for some reason, for this one, yeah, the background is loading up slowly. There we go. So this actually has this, what we call parallax effect. So the page kind of moves all together, in some cases at least, in the front image. So this is a pretty good page already. If I want to edit it, I won't go through all of these elements, but if I want to edit it, I can simply drag and drop an element from here to, let's say, here. And I can change the color. There we go. And I can change the text, I can centralize it, do whatever I want here. I, again, have a very simple menu, but if I wanted to add more menu items, I could click over here, and I think it is under, let's see, header, right, menu. You can see what kind of style we have chosen. So if I go for this, style will change a little bit. Depends entirely. I mean, again, these are, I always recommend that you should play with the menu, play with this editor, and see how you can get the best out of it. It's entirely up to you. If I go to menu colors, I can change the colors as well. At the moment, it's set to white. I could set it to red as well, right? So when I change it, it'll show up, but I'll just revert back to white. There we go. Logo, I can put in my own logo. I can put in custom text as well. So the entire page is completely customizable. And like I said, if you don't want this one, you can simply go here and you can change template. You can pick another one. But if you do change the template, you will lose the data. So just remember that. If you change the template, you will lose the data. I'm going to use this one. So all these things are things you need to remember when you're using a landing page. And again, remember, a landing page is a very, very wide concept. It could be an opt-in page, it could be a sales page, with a video, without a video. It could be any kind of page that you want. And when you're done with it, when you're happy with it, simply click publish and you're good to go. Now, any sales page that you create has a few crucial elements. The first element is a logo, which you may or may not use. It depends if you want to focus on the branding or if you just want to focus on the sales. If you want to focus on the branding, use the logo, but not always necessary. Then a headline, very, very important. I would recommend, and again, I can't go into too much detail in this case, but I would recommend leading with a pain point that you're trying to solve or a big promise, something that will catch attention. People typically, when they land on your page, they have 6 seconds to determine whether or not they will stick around. So for that, you need a headline that is appealing to them. So try that. Then you also have the video elements here. I always recommend a video, but here's the thing. You don't need to have a video. Sometimes you can do without it as well. Again, depends on what you're trying to do. And even if you have a video, it doesn't need to be fully scripted. It doesn't need to be very well done. I've actually seen, I kid you not, I have seen people doing a video using their mobile phone when they're outside and uploading them as sales video, and even that sells well. The idea is, what's your message? How are you connecting to your audience? Then you've got the buy buttons over here, which are, again, easy to edit. Same with when I showed the opt-in funnel. When you click here, simply choose action, and then you can redirect people to a different URL, which could be your PayPal URL, right? Or you can actually use the HTML option to add your buy buttons as well. So all this is just basic stuff. You'll realize more of this the more you play with the pages. If you're selling any kind of software, also include a separate demo. It really helps to get a clear understanding of what the platform does. So we have inbuilt tables as well. Let me just go to, I think it's on the blocks. Yeah. So you can see some of these elements you've already kind of seen. You have these tables as well that you can use. And essentially, you can get up and running with this really quickly. That's what InstaSuite does. Instead of you wasting time creating something from scratch or hosting it on a WordPress website or an HTML website, this is how InstaSuite speeds everything up. Okay? All right. Jimmy, sorry, what do you want to print out? Can you let me know? I missed it maybe. Let me know. Okay, cool. Let's push ahead anyway. I always recommend, by the way, this is just best practices. I always recommend having privacy policy and terms and conditions at the bottom of your sales page, especially. I mean, it's just to safeguard yourself more than anything else. What you don't want is someone hiring a lawyer and saying you sold them the wrong thing. If you have a privacy policy or terms and condition, legally it will always work in your favor. If you want to know how to get them, there are tons of open source, let's say online places where you can go and get it. So you can say demo, what should I say? Demo terms and conditions. There we go. Just type that and you'll get something that you can perhaps use. You know, you can change it up a little bit. If you really are involved in a big business, I would say hire a lawyer. Personally, I don't bother hiring a lawyer. There's so much other good stuff out there that I can use. And I mean, with this, plagiarism is not as rampant. I mean, sure, if you go ahead and take all of Facebook's terms and conditions, you will be plagiarizing. But if you take something from one of these smaller sites, it's typically okay, because what they're using is kind of standard as well. So what I would recommend is having some kind of, let's go back here, having some kind of terms and conditions and privacy policy. Terms and conditions is stuff like, if you sign up with us, this is a refund period, you know, and if we may choose to not give you a refund, stuff like that. No one reads it, right? But everyone agrees to it. Privacy policy is stuff like, okay, we may use your data like this, you know, we are recording your cookies and we may advertise you when you go to Facebook, stuff like that, right? So again, simple website stuff that you should have so that you can build credibility with your audience as well. Okay. Yeah, Jimmy, very good point. Jimmy said, yeah, we can print it out. So he was talking about the schema for the funnels. So yeah, I agree. When you build a funnel schema, as I showed you, you can simply, take a screenshot of it and print it out, and you can put it up somewhere on the wall or something. Now, with this page, you can also change URL right within this, right? If I don't want to change this URL, I want to call this Neil Test, I can do that. Update URL, and we're good. There are other things as well. I think I already did show it last time, but one thing I do want to point out is the scripts option, scripts and tracking code. So as I mentioned earlier that we'll discuss about this, let's talk about this now, retargeting. Basically, you need to be able to retarget people around the web, right? I mean, I always recommend that. So whenever you're driving traffic, it could be to your own website, it could be to landing pages, it doesn't matter. Collect people in a retargeting list, because you just never know when you might want to tap into that audience. So I would strongly recommend creating a retargeting pixel inside of Facebook and putting it over here. Alvin, are you able to actually, I know I'm kind of springing this on you, are you able to show how to set up the retargeting pixel on Facebook and how to bring it in here? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure.
I'll give you a few minutes whenever you're ready. Just take your time. But before that, I will mention that we made it to be as easy to use as possible. Having said that, you might face some challenges, because I know that editors can be a bit difficult to use. If that happens, jump on over to Facebook, ask your question. There is no silly question, it's fine. All I ask you to do before you ask the question is watch the training videos. And soon we're going to be building out training manuals as well, so read the training manuals. But a lot of this is stuff you can play with when you use this. Oh, by the way, one cool thing I want to show you here. You might have noticed this on InstaSuite as well. So when you clicked on the buy button, it didn't directly take you to the checkout page. It took you to a table. Remember? So in this case, I want people to go to this table as well. Let me just go here. This is a table that I want people to go to when they click the buy button. So let me see. This table is in this block, this entire block. There we go. Click on this icon and you can find the block number. This is the block number. Let's just copy this. There we go. And then this is the buy button, right? So if I do this and on action, I want it to go here, right? Let's save this. And I'm going to publish this and show you what happens. So instead of now us putting a buy button right over here, we redirect people to the table. And that way, we can show them all the options, right? So if I click here, for example, see the page didn't refresh. I don't know if you saw that. But if I click here, the page didn't refresh. It automatically went to this table. So this is how I would recommend when you're pitching something which has multiple price points or something that is higher priced, you don't really want to pitch it right here. I mean, you want to pitch it, but you don't want people to go to the checkout page right here. You want them to click and automatically scroll down over to, let me just close this, automatically scroll down over to this table. It would really help you, because a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, people are going to see, okay, there's more stuff I can look at. And when they get here, you'll hit them with like the direct benefits of getting this right now, which could be, satisfaction guaranteed, could be that there's a trial, whatever you choose. All right, so just think about that. Think about when you're building out a sales page, you don't want to try and sell too quickly. So build a tempo in there as well. I mean, I'll say this, if you're reading your own sales page and you're not convinced, like let's say if you're not convinced to buy, within 10 seconds of landing on your page, you shouldn't try and sell. Give it more time. And the one way to do that is, let me show you this before I pass it to Alvin. So one way to do that is actually delaying these elements by some time, right? So this is like a cool technique. I'll go back to this. I talked about this one, trick to go from opt-in page to sales, which is delayed visibility. So let's say you had an opt-in page, right, where you're giving them a free training. So, in the opt-in page, you say, just watch this free training, free video about how to build your own, marketing funnels, right? So here's what I would say. Watch this video and let us know what you think. Right? Okay. There we go. I'm going to delete this. All right. So then I'm going to delete this one as well. Okay. I'm just going to move for a second. I'm going to move the button down here, and this as well down here. Right. Let's just save this. Okay. Alvin, I'll give it to you in a little bit, like in 5 minutes or so. So if I go here and reload this page, let's just reload this. Oh, not this. Let's open this here. Okay. When I reload this page, you can see this is what the page looks like. So imagine someone just opted in, and I brought them to a thank you page, which is also a sales page, where I'm basically saying, watch this video and let us know what you think. Video, oh, buy now, right? Get instant access now. This is like, for some people, they'll be like, oh, you know, I hate this guy because he just made me opt in, and now he's selling me something. So what I do quite often is I delay the buy button, right? The way to do that is clicking on here, animation and delay, and you can say, okay, show delay, let's delay by 2 minutes. Okay, this is a whole block. I'll do the same thing here. So the whole block, show delay by 2 minutes, and the whole block, show delay here by 2 minutes. This one as well, obviously, delay by 2 minutes. And the last one I'm going to delay only by like 5 seconds so I can show you the effect, right? So this block, let's see, this block I'm going to delay by 10 seconds. So you can really see the effect of it. There we go. Okay, let's save this. And let's refresh this. So you'll see now what happens to this page. Right, so watch this video and let us know what you think. And 10 seconds later, anytime now, if we have set it right, there we go. These things appear. Right, again, this is just to show you what's going to happen. About 2 minutes later, the buy button is going to show up. And this way, you have given them 2 minutes to watch the video. Maybe even set up your video as autoplay. Right, why not? So when you do that, then they would have watched 2 minutes of video, in which time maybe you would have built up enough trust with them, maybe you have pre-sold to them, then they're ready to buy. So this is a technique that I use with all my opt-in pages. On the next page, I give them what they asked for, and then after like a minute or 2 minutes, when I know the time is right, I deliver them a possibility to buy something as well. This is good because this is not as intrusive. I haven't annoyed them. I haven't just given them a free opt-in and said, okay, now you can buy something from me. They have spent 2 minutes, 3 minutes with me on that page. They built some trust with me. I built some trust with them. And now it's easier to upsell them to something. So I would strongly recommend, again, if you're building opt-in pages, try and use delayed, buy buttons or delayed content so that you don't overwhelm them immediately. Okay? All right. Any questions about this, let me know. Annette says, this is awesome. Annette, good. I'm glad you found this useful. By the way, if you found this useful, please let me know. Let me know. Jimmy's asking, does InstaSuite have its own retargeting pixel? No, it cannot. I mean, retargeting pixel is unique to you on your Facebook. So that's something you have to set up yourself. All right? Cool. Excellent. Alvin, whenever you're ready, let's show everyone the retargeting pixel and how it works. Oh, there we go, by the way. See, the buy button now appeared and everything else has appeared after about 2 minutes. Perfect. Okay, Alvin, please take it away when you're ready.
All right, just grab the screen from you.
Sure.
All right, so guys, just give me a quick yes once you see the Facebook course for managed funnels here on the screen, and of course, if you can hear the audio just fine as well. All right, perfect. So all you have to do is you do need to open up one of your funnels. Again, it needs to be a published page because you will need the page URL here. Now, although you can track everything under one or everything under your pixel, you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it because, well, you have to find a way to segment your traffic. Let's say you only want to run ads for those who purchased to those who have not purchased, right? So that's where one way you can build a custom audience on a per page basis. So that's very important setup. So I have here the opt-in page. It's going to be your pre-sale page, for example, and you have your sales page here. So let's say, for example, we're going to set up a pixel just for the opt-in page. So anyone who visits the opt-in page, right, will be tracked by our Facebook pixel. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this one. All right. We're going to edit this one here, and we'll be able to get the URL under change URL here, which is going to copy and paste the URL. All right, and under the Facebook Ads Manager, you should see that right now on your screen. You need to go to the top left corner. You will see Ads Manager there, and you can click on Audiences. And under Audiences, you can click on Create Audience, click on Custom Audience, and click on Website Traffic. All right. Now, as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, is you can set this up to track the entire website. But then again, you are not going to be able to segment or find out who or just target people who just purchased or from those who have not purchased any of your products. All right. So in this case, we're going to change the website traffic here to specific web pages and paste the URL there. Now, with Facebook pixels, you can have tracking for up to 180 days. So that's 6 months. So if we set that here, we can do that as well. And we can have any name that we want here. Let's say in my case, I'm going to put in here CAW, InstaSuite, let's say Demo Opt-in. Click on Create. Click on OK. And what will happen is it's going to show up on the top of the list here. All right. So just click on the check mark there. Click on Actions and click on View Pixel. All right, and this is where you can get the pixel base code. So just click on the code, go back to InstaSuite, the editor, close this, and again, just like what Neil showed you guys earlier, go to the tool icon here and click on scripts and tracking code. So for Facebook pixels, it's going to be added in the header script. Paste that there and save it. All right. So anyone who goes to this specific page will be tracked by your Facebook pixel ID. So, all right. So before I proceed, is everything clear so far about adding the pixel? Because again, I will talk about, Neil, if that's okay with you, I'll talk about segmenting your custom audience. I think that's a very important thing as well. Okay. All right. So guys, just to make sure everything clear before I proceed. Okay, perfect. So this time we're gonna do the sales page. All right. So we're gonna click on Edit again. All right. And this time we're gonna get the URL as well. You know, it's gonna be the same process all throughout, basically. So we're just gonna get the URL of the website here. Go to Ads Manager. Let's erase this one here, and click on another custom audience. Create another audience here. Same thing. Website traffic. We put in the specific web pages. There we go. We can set this up to 30 days or 180 days, depending on how we want that set up. So let's say, for example, we're going to put in here CAW, InstaSuite, Demo, Sales. Click on Create Audience. Click on OK. It's going to show up on the top here. Just uncheck this one. Select the new one instead. Go to Actions and click on Pixel. Right, View Pixel rather. Click on Copy to Clipboard. Go back here and go to Settings again. Go to Scripts and Tracking Code. and click on save. Now you're gonna have two different pixels here tracking each single page, because when you create an ad for this, it's gonna be very, very cool, because you'll be able to exclude those who have seen the sales page from those who have not seen the sales page yet. Let me actually give you an example, right? So let me see. And you can do this with, for example, if you offer upgrades or OTOs, you can do that as well. So if you go here, right? So custom audience, right? So we have, let's say we're gonna set this to under opt-in. So anyone who have checked opt-in will get, right? Will get to see the retargeting, right? And if you move to the bottom here, you have exclude people as well. So you can exclude, oh, where's that? There we go. Sorry about that. Exclude another custom audience here. So only those who have not seen the sales page but only have seen the opt-in page will be able to see the retargeting ads for that specific ad. So you can have an ad specifically just for opt-ins. You can have an ad specifically just for upgrades with a custom audience that is segmented on a per page basis. So guys, let me know if you think this is something very useful eventually if you're going to be selling different products. So you can differentiate those who have purchased the product already, so that you don't keep on advertising to those who already have it. All right, and let me know if you have any questions as well. Let me see. How many email lists can I have with each email list to go to its own campaign? Depending on what package you have, the main offer should have 1,000 emails per domain and 5,000. What was that? I think 10,000, Neil, for the Pro.
Correct. And the number of email lists, it doesn't really matter. You can have as many as you want. So you can divide those 1,000 leads into 1,000 different lists if you want, hypothetically speaking. If you have the Pro, then the limit is 10,000 leads per custom domain. And you have 25 custom domains, so you're looking at 250,000, I think. Oh, no, yeah, 250,000. Perfect. Cool, excellent. So I can take it back now if you want. Let me know if that's okay. And Alvin, can you just pass it back to me? I'm just looking at some of messages.
Sure. Let me send this over to you, and you should have it now.
Okay, just give me a second. And all right, so let's share my screen. Excellent. Okay, so if I head back here, I was just looking at my PowerPoint to see what else I wanted to discuss. So I've talked about how to build sales funnels in InstaSuite, and again, if you go watch the video, it will really give you more clarity on how to sell anything using PayPal, using an InstaSuite. Then I talked about how to go from an opt-in page to a sales page. The key thing to remember there is delayed visibility. Then Alvin also talked about how to use retargeting to bring people back to your sites. Now let's talk about connecting these sales pages with membership sites. Again, in future, I would like this to be a little bit simpler than it is right now. Like really, I mean, you should be able to add a buy button and pick, what product it connects with, for example. But for now, what I can tell you is if I just go out here to the membership builder, you would have noticed that when you set up a product, you can connect it with multiple different platforms. Like you can connect it with, if you have integration set up, you can connect it with PayPal, Zaxa, Stripe, Thrivecart, JVZoo, so on and so forth. Right now, I'm just going to use PayPal, and let's say Stripe as well, and update the product. When I do that, the prices and levels will be, the links within them will be updated as well. So if I open this one, for example, this is the PayPal buy URL that I get, and this is the Stripe buy URL that I get. So let me take this one, the PayPal buy URL. I can take this and let's say go to this. So this is more of an image, so I can just go ahead and add a button. There we go. And I can simply choose action and redirect to this URL. So now when someone clicks on it, they land on the on the PayPal page where they can pay. Remember, Now within the membership setup, we have this custom thank you page URL. So when someone pays via PayPal or Stripe, they'll be taken to that custom thank you URL. However, if you are using something like Zaxa or Thrivecart or JVZoo, they have their own thank you URLs. We cannot override those. But only if you're using PayPal or Stripe, which are like, let's say, Raw, which are just payment collection platforms, in that case, you can use a custom thank you URL. So if you think about building a funnel, right? Let's say your first product is a membership product. So you sell that for $97. And then on the thank you page, you want to sell people to something else, maybe a t-shirt, now because they may be your fans. Maybe you want to sell them to a piece of software. So the thank you page in this case would be the software sales page. You can put in whatever URL you want over here. When that happens, people will land on the page and they can choose to purchase something. If they don't, as I showed in that video back on the Facebook group, they can choose to click on no thanks and get straight to their thank you page. Whatever that no thank you page that is at the bottom. Okay, again, you probably saw this in InstaSuite as well. Let me show you this. So if I show you the InstaSuite Pro upgrade, let me just scroll down all the way. So you can see that right here at the bottom where it says, no thanks, I realize the power of this is blah, blah, but I don't want to pay. So if they click on it, they will go to the next step, right, which is the next page. So you can build similar funnels using InstaSuite as well. So Oliver, I hope that answers your question as well, because you were talking about how to connect membership sites, like how to sell membership site products using that page builder. But we basically leave that up to you, how you want to structure these tables and whatnot. But it is easy for you. And I gotta say, I'm looking at these now. They're just images. That's not okay. They should be text. So Alvin, we're going to talk to the development team about this. All this shouldn't be images, should be text, if anything. So we're going to work on this. But adding buttons for you is easy. Very straightforward. But here's the thing. If you wanted to recreate this effect, what you could do is you could choose a box. So let me choose, let's say, this kind of box. Right? I've got this. I can put some, let's say, border color as well. So I can choose blue. Right? And then I can drag and drop in text. There we go. So I can give bullet points here. So I can say point 1, point 2, point 3. Same way as you see up here. And let's just also take the buy button in here. So you can essentially create similar style that you see up there. But it's just a little bit more time consuming, I guess. I could say this as well. Let's add some more text. So, I mean, here I'm just showing you the power of customization here. It's pretty immense, I would say. I mean, you can do quite a lot of stuff here. Okay, there we go. Let's just change maybe heading 2 and change the color and just send to justify this. There you go. Once you're happy with it, simply take this, clone it. You've got a clone, drag and drop it here. There we go. Clone it again. And you can drag and drop this here. You should be able to, at least. Oh, it went up. So this is how I would recommend you structure your landing pages. I mean, it's very easy to create them, and once you have this could have the first buy button from here. So if I go into price and levels, this could have, let's say, this buy button. It's a free one, so just copy, and let's go here, copy, and then action, paste, right? For this one, again, same thing. This is the first paid product. So if I go in here, copy this one, and paste. There we go. And save the page, and you're good to move forward with this. All right. Let me know if you have questions. I'm just going to go jump back in, and then I'll continue moving forward. Let's see. Mirna, yeah, I think it's best to contact support desk for that. So if you could please do that, that'd be great. Okay. How would you use this product to sell hosting packages? Nicholas, tell me more. How do you mean hosting packages? Sorry, please help me understand what do you mean by hosting packages? Like site hosting? What do you mean? Different levels of site hosting. Okay, I mean, the problem with what you're asking is, okay, I understand. The thing about that is that InstaSuite is not geared to sell software for you, because we don't have, whenever you sell any software, you need a lot of automation built in, like when someone cancels paying, you need to deactivate their account, stuff like that. So InstaSuite is not built for that. Okay, it's mostly built for membership sites. In future, like I said, in 2 to 4 months, we'll also build in connections, deeper connections to both PayPal and Stripe. Once we do that, one of the things we will absolutely look at is allowing you to also set up what are known as IPNs. And again, it's too complicated to go into now, but with that, hopefully, I'm not guaranteeing it, but with that, hopefully, you'll be able to sell any software as well and manage all access account creation and deletion and stuff like that with ease. But again, it's much more complicated than what we have so far. This is more for just simple selling, but that could be done later. But could upsell add-ons? Yeah, I mean, you can, again, as I showed you in the method, again, you have to go back and watch that video where I showed how to set up upsells and downsells with PayPal. You can do that as well. Okay, cool. Lewis, Alvin will answer you in chat. But okay, let me move forward with the next agenda item. So I talked about this. Then let's talk about, should you have a video or not? I like to have a video for multiple reasons. That number one, it builds trust, it builds engagement. I can cover more in a shorter time. But I'm not the best at doing videos still. My audio in my room sucks. It's terrible. So I would say no video is better than a bad video. But as much as possible, do a sales video at least, though you don't always have to. You don't always have to. If your sales page is clear enough, if you are clearly highlighting the pain, if you're a good copywriter, you can do without the video. Okay? All right. Then how do you create the perfect upsell? So this is a more strategic question, right? Let's actually talk more about this. I've got this model, which is, don't laugh at this, it's called the ASS model. Okay, so let's say, give me an example of what it is you sell. Just give me any example of what it is you're selling at the moment. Oliver's asking, can you adjust the checkout page? Oliver, not at the moment. So the checkout page, if it's to PayPal or Stripe, it is with them. If you use Zaxa, JVZoo, it is with them. But like I said, in 2 to 4 months, when we have a deeper integration, hopefully we'll be able to get better checkout pages as well. Okay, so consultation, okay. Project management training, that's good. That's good to know. So let's say I'll go with project management training in this case. So Oliver sells project management training, and that is what it is, it's training. So you have to still do it yourself, right? It's okay. I mean, for those that are really driven, they can do it themselves. But let's say, how about this? If you apply the ASS model to this, Oliver could have potential upsells that could fill one of these attributes. These attributes are automation, systemization, and scaling, right? So automation, if there's project management training, how can Oliver help his customer, his client, automate that? He could maybe create, I don't know, an Asana project for them or Trello project for them to automate it for them so they don't have to do it, which also ties in with systemization. If you also then as an upsell give them a checklist of the entire process. So the main offer is just training. Upsell is a checklist, like a 200-point checklist. That's systemization. So you sell them the done-for-you system in a way. Scaling, it's a bit tough to do with project management, but with other things it might work. So not all three will apply, but one of these will apply every time, and you can offer that as an upsell. Let me think of another one. A virtual missionary school. Okay, so you are running a virtual missionary school where you're probably offering live, or not live, but training videos of some sort online, right? It's already quite automated, I would say, for you anyway. But what are you teaching there? Can you tell me a bit more, Ms. Khanna? What are you teaching to them? Let me know. Okay, basically I want to know what it is that they're getting out of it. Not just what you're selling, but what it is they're getting out of it. Simple remedies. Okay, they're simple remedies to, I don't know, simple things. So you're selling them videos, video training, let's assume for a second. That's fine. Maybe in this case you can't do automation, right? You can't really automatically treat a problem, but maybe you can systemize it, which means that you can give them a checklist. Again, you can give them steps. You can give them tips on how to make sure it doesn't happen again, right? Scaling, again, it's a bit tough in this case, but scaling could apply to you as well. I mean, you decide to scale this project somehow. But I'm thinking about what upsell can you offer to someone else. Let me give you InstaSuite example. You purchased InstaSuite from us. We gave a bare minimum package. I mean, I think it's enough, like 5 custom domains is enough, but there are people amongst you who want more, who have bigger businesses, who have more things they want to run. To you, we gave 25 custom domains, right? We gave you 25 custom domains. And then we also gave you, let me just check something. Okay, Alvin, I'm going to mute you. I think I'm getting some feedback from your end, or you can mute yourself. So you can give them some kind of systemization, and then eventually you can help them scale those results. So with InstaSuite, we gave you the main license. We helped you basically scale it up with a pro version. Then we helped you systemize with Insta Series training. There's no automation in there, but there could be, right? I could sell you a $10,000 package, and I could say, hey, we'll create the training for you. We'll create the sales pages for you. We'll write the emails for you. We'll do everything for you. You just have to sell. And that's $10,000. So we automate that business for you as well. So think about that. Think about how you could scale up, how you could basically offer a perfect upsell to what you have already sold. Does this make sense? I mean, I want to use more real examples, but I think I don't have enough examples here. Okay, so Ms. Ghana is teaching how they can have an online business while doing missionary work. Perfect. I mean, it's even perfect. So again, you're teaching them how they can have an online business. Ms. Ghana, you can definitely automate it by giving them a done-for-you business, right? You can do that. And you can systemize it as well by giving them a checklist, by giving them a management protocol. You can do that as well. Okay? Perfect. Nicholas says, good idea. Oliver says, makes sense, and it's a good framework to build upsells. Yes. Always remember the ask model. It'll make you laugh, but it will also make you money. Okay, cool. All right, let's move forward to the next part. The next part is, should you do downsells? Now, I've seen a few people doing it a bit unethically, right? So what they do is they have an offer for, let's say, $97, and if you say no, they have the same offer for $67. That's unethical. You shouldn't do that. But I think downsells are good. I want to give you some numbers here. And this is from a real launch that we did. I'm actually going to just use this one. Let's use this one. Okay. So in one of the launches that we did, it did close to, I think, $120,000, one product launch. And there was one part of it which had a downsell, right? That did $8,000. So it was so that we gave people an offer for $97 in this case. They didn't buy. We removed some things, and we gave them the same offer for $47. We removed some things, remember, so not the same offer. So this itself added about a couple of hundred sales, more or less. So we had an additional $8,000 coming in just from this. So, if you compare it to $120,000, it's not a lot of money. It's like a very small proportion, But think about how much work we had to do. All we had to do was clone the upsell sales page, remove a few things from it, and then change the buy button, and you're done. That itself generated an additional $8,000. I would take $8,000 for a couple of hours of work any day. So should you have downsells? Yes. What kind of downsells can you have? One is where you take down the price and reduce some features. The other is where you offer a trial. And the third is you can even offer it to free for them for a few days. Now, it might not work with a membership site with one-time content, but it might work if you have a membership site where you're updating content all the time. It might work if you have a software, for example. So again, it wouldn't work in all the cases, but it will work in some cases. I'm just going to get my desk up and running, up straight up. Just give me a second. Okay, still here, sorry. So what I was saying was that, yes, as much as possible, have downsells, but not just for the sake of it. But if you do, remember, it will add to your bottom line, which is what you want anyway. And I want that for you as well. Okay, so just work on this. Now, there were a couple of other questions that Oliver did ask. Let me cover them. How do you set up, okay, how do you best avoid customers walking away from a payment page? Oliver, this is a very good question. Sometimes people will walk away from a payment page, and I can tell you why that happens. Sometimes to me it happens because I'm not ready to commit yet. Maybe the price point was too high, and I thought I could do it, but I just didn't want to. Maybe I didn't buy because I want to come back later. You know, maybe I want to go look for other bonuses if it's a launch. So it really depends. I mean, it really, really depends. So what you can do to bring people back is, as I mentioned, retargeting. In future, when we have the deeper PayPal and Stripe integration, you can even collect retargeting leads on like pixels again on the checkout page. Using that, you can actually, you know, retarget people better, knowing that they landed on the payment page but they didn't buy it. That's really, really good to know. So again, that's going to happen further down the line. But for now, what you can do is, if you have a good, you know, checkout page with InstaSuite, there won't be one, but if you have a good checkout page, you can give them testimonials there. You can give them, you know, results from other people. You can share how much time they would save, repeat the headline again. Anything you can do to build congruency and to remind them why they need it would be great. I hope that helps, but again, that's an area that will really advance in future within InstaSuite, so you're going to see that over the next coming months. Now, how to introduce and phrase the copy on upsell, downsell pages. Okay, and Oliver raised a good point. He said, my target market are not used to upsells and downsells. Now, here's the thing. If your target market is not used to upsells and downsells, the very simple way of doing that would be not to upsell them directly after their purchase. So, you know, in the IM market, when you buy something, we immediately offer you something else as well. If you want to do it slowly, you can do it via emails. Of course, you lose some traffic that way. That's a given, right? So instead of that, what you can choose to do is you can actually, let me go back here. Instead of upselling people immediately when they buy something from you, you can deliver them some value. So again, remember what I said about opt-in page to a sales page. You do the same thing. So they've just paid you $97. Then you bring them to a thank you page. And on the thank you page, all there is a headline and a video. The headline says something like, hey, thank you so much for getting access to whatever, XYZ. Please take 5 minutes from your time to watch this video, which will show you how to use this training that we're giving you. So then you basically, 4 or 5 minutes, you spend building trust, maybe even 10 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. You spend that time building trust. Then use the delay feature, right? Then use the delay. So after 15 minutes, let's say the buy buttons show up, the whole page shows up. So for those that are really committed to the program, they will watch till the end and they will buy. For those that are not, they'll just skip past anyway. So this often works well when you have a really high price upsell. From $97, if you're jumping to $9.97, even if you show it to everyone, they all won't buy. You want people who are committed. people who won't ask for a refund after. So to do that, all you need to do is simply get them to spend a bit more time with you. And when you do that, you can upsell to them a little bit better. Okay? Cool. Now, let me see if you have more questions. I'll take questions. I'll do more Q&A. This is something, by the way, that I think, it's a bit more technical aspect of InstaSuite. So I'm happy doing more trainings for this as you move forward if you get stuck. But it's very easy to use. And it says, I love the delay feature. That's great. Okay. Great. Let's see. When do you think it'll be ready, Caesar? I think it'll take 2 to 4 months at the very minimum. I don't want to overpromise here and underdeliver. It will really take us 2 to 4 months because this is quite a big development. I know, for example, another team is working on it and they've been doing, for 6 weeks, they've been working on Stripe and they're still not there. It'll take them 2 more weeks. All right. Hey, Oliver, I love the questions. I don't mind them at all, so don't worry about it. Now, let's quickly talk about the webinar funnels as well. I do quite a lot of webinars, so it's like second nature to me, but might not be the same for everyone. But if you do decide to sometime do webinars, let me show you a webinar funnel. So I'm going to call this, let's see, oh, we don't need a confirmation opt-in page. Let's go next, and let's say webinar demo. Cool. So typically in this case, you've got the webinar page, upsell one, downsell one, thank you. Now here's the thing. I don't always do this, but when I move more into evergreen stuff, like especially with InstaSuite, we will be doing this, right? So what I can do is I can, on the webinar page, I can simply set up a webinar page. It's like an opt-in page, remember? There's nothing to it. Let me show you an example. There's a thank you page. Let me find sign up. Okay. Let's go for this one right up here. Preview this, right? So I can get people to sign up. I can say, hey, I'm holding a live session where I'll be showing you how to essentially take InstaSuite and build a 6-figure business with it, right? That's my pitch. So when people sign up, here's what I can do. Typically what happens is when people sign up, you take them to a thank you page saying, hey, thank you so much. We hope you enjoy the webinar and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the call. Bye-bye. Don't do that. You're wasting traffic. People have already given you their email address. They have already invested time with you. So in this case, the thank you page, if I just scroll further down here, the thank you page could actually be an upsell page. It could be a sales page. Remember what I just told minutes ago. Have a headline saying, thank you so much for signing to the webinar. Please watch this video before you attend the session. Or please watch this video right now. And that's like a 10-minute long video. For 6 minutes, I give them value. Like I give them value, I say, okay, it's possible that if you're watching this video, you're just getting started with internet marketing, or you have your own, 6-figure business already, and you want to build a side business with InstaSuite. Now, I want to tell you 3 things that stop me from doing that, and this is important because once you realize what stopped me, you'll be able to overcome those hurdles as well. Thing number 1, thing number 2, thing number 3. By the way, I have just recently released a course for $297. I mean, I won't tell them the price, right? I'm telling you, but I just released a course where I've taken these 3 points and I have completely deconstructed what anyone can do to overcome this and every challenge they face in their IM journey, right? So I want to invite you to be one of the first few people to get access to this course. And while I'm saying that, let's say we are 7 minutes in, the content starts showing up, right? So I want to show you this course. I want you to be one of the first few people to get access to it. Please click the button below and check it out. So when that happens, not only have I confirmed people to be on the webinar, but at the same time, I've also sold something to them, right? Do you see that? A lot of people waste their traffic because they go from a webinar page to a thank you page, and then they wait for the person to come to the webinar. What I'm saying is you already have the person's attention. Why waste it? Why not try and sell them something before they go away? Now, you might hate me for doing this if you are on one of my funnels, but the thing is, it does make sense and it does make money. And it does provide value as well. I'm not asking you to sell junk, remember that. I'm asking you to sell something of value. So let's say if I use let me see. If I use example that Ms. Ghana gave, which was a virtual missionary school where Ms. Ghana is teaching how to have an online business while you're doing missionary work. So if that's the business she's building, she'll maybe get them to sign up to a webinar. And after that, she'll say, hey, on the webinar, I'll be sharing, a 10-step program that I have for this. But I've also noticed that a lot of people struggle from this other problem. And here's how to solve that. And by the way, if you also want to do this, I have a course that you can get right now. This is a different thing from what you will sell on the webinar. Okay? So this way, while you have someone's attention, you can sell to them more. You can sell to them without seeming overly salesy. So Oliver, goes back to your example as well. And I know I kind of touched upon that too, but that when you delay a buy button, they don't feel that it's as intrusive. They don't feel that it's you're taking too much time from them. If anything, you're giving them value. So think about that as well when you're building out your funnels. All right. Any questions? Let me know. Caesar, it will take us at least a month to even start doing the Spanish tutorials. Right now, we are working on getting them in text format. Then we'll have to translate them. It will take quite long, maybe longer than a month. Is that okay? Alvin, could you please also type it up for Caesar? Okay, perfect. All right. So if you have any questions I can answer, please let me know. But like I said, the Facebook group is super active and I'm really thankful for that. I'm always there to help. All you need to do is get in touch with me there and let me know. How can I use this to book appointments and connect the sale with online booking software? Rosie, what kind of online booking software are you using? Because here's what I can recommend off the bat. So same way you set up, just again, you have to watch the video that I have put in the group. When you sell something via PayPal, let's say, then on the thank you page, you take them over to a place where they can make a booking, right? So they pay you, let's say, $97 for 30 minutes of your time. And then you take them to a thank you page where they can book a meeting with you. So that would be one way of doing it. But that calendar booking page, it sits outside. Okay, so again, please do watch that video on Facebook because that's really so good. I mean, I'm not saying it's good because I did it, but I'm saying it's good because it's clear, much clearer and coherent than I am right now. It's late, but I will tell you that if you build it in this way, that you sell them the booking, sell them the coaching, they pay $97, which maybe is refundable, up to you. Then the thank you page is the booking page, where they can pick a time, send some notes, press enter, and done. That's it. It's your very simple funnel. Okay. Yes, Caesar, you can. Yes, that's fine. That's okay. Okay, so if we have no more questions, then we can perhaps end the call. And as always, this will be available within the members area within 24 to 48 hours, hopefully sooner. But I'm looking forward to talking with you again on the next session, which is on the 1st of May. And I can give you more details on the session before we get on, and you can ask any questions before then. Okay, Caesar, I'm just going to drop a message for you. Okay, cool. Annette, thank you. Oliver, Nicholas, Caesar, everyone, thank you so much. Have a good rest of the day. We'll talk soon. I'm always in the group, so we'll talk there. Okay, take care. Bye.